it comes to finding accommodation, it can be a bit different for drama schools than it can be for universities, because some drama schools don't have student halls like most universities would. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the options that I could think of for accommodation for drama school students. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome to the Performing Arts and Me. I'm Millie. I'm a second year student training at London Studio Centre doing musical theatre, and I make videos about the performing arts, drama school and my general life experiences here on this channel. So if you're interested, I'd really appreciate you subscribing. Before I started my degree at London Studio Centre, I did a foundation course at Bird. So I've lived away from home for a total of nearly 3 years now. Obviously I've been back home in the holidays, but like I've had term time accommodation for nearly 3 years now. And obviously other students around me have different forms of accommodation, or people that I know have had different forms of accommodation. So yeah, I'm just going to be sharing some of the options with you. I'll just get started. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is student halls, and there's kind of two options with this. Some drama schools or universities might have like their own halls that you apply to them for, or you apply to something in their system for. This was one of the options when I was at Bird. Although I don't think Bird had their own specific halls, the university that validated the degree course was the University of Greenwich, and the Bird students were able to apply to live in the University of Greenwich halls, and I think they did try to group Bird students together there. From what I know of those halls, they had like a shared kitchen, like a little bit of a living room area, like a sofa or maybe two, I don't know, and like a dining table, and that was a communal space, and then they'd have their own private bedrooms with en-suites. I don't know if all of the rooms were like that, all of them had en-suite rooms, but from what I heard that was kind of the general setup. I didn't live in those halls, so I can't really talk much more about them, but from what I know, that's sort of what the setup was like. The other option for halls is private halls, and this is where a lot of London Studio Centre students live. So there's a private student halls accommodation, and a lot of LSE students do live there, but there's also students from, for example, Erdang, I think, live there, and other students from other places. This particular set of halls is catered, so from what I understand, people have their own bedrooms, and some of them are en suite and some of them aren't. And then there's like a communal eating area, like the canteen type thing. And I think they have also some other facilities in this particular hall, so like there's a small gym / dance studio, I believe, and maybe like a little games room or something. I'm not really sure, but yeah, so some universities might have their own halls, or like the drama school might have its own halls, and some might have close links or be able to recommend private halls that are nearby. Lots of LSE students choose to go with the private halls for the first year. I think because it's kind of easier, you don't need to find people to live with, but yeah, we'll talk about other options in a minute. Okay, so the next option I'm going to talk about is living at home or with a friend, family member, carer, parent, whoever it is, and commuting into college. This was something that I considered doing, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, just because I'm originally from Essex, and commuting all the way to Bird, which is in Sidcup in Kent, or commuting all the way to North London would have taken me quite a while. So I'm glad I didn't, but some people do. I just think for me personally, with that length of journey, I would have found it a bit too much to have to get up so early to make it into college, to be stressed about transport, and also like at the end of the day getting home late. I think I would have personally found it a bit much, but people do it. I guess it kind of depends on where you'd be commuting from as well. I think something that can be a bit of a concern for people if they're commuting is they're worried about like making friends. But to be honest, I don't really think that that should be too much of a problem. To be honest, you're in college quite a lot anyway, so you get a lot of time with people. It's not like with a university course where you might only be in for like 1 or 2 lectures. With drama schools, there's a lot more contact time anyway. And I think as long as you make the effort to socialise with people, I think you can totally make it work, is what I'm saying. I guess if you were really concerned, you could decide that you're gonna stay in halls or somewhere for the first year, and then for the second and third year you'll commute. But again, it's up to you. If you're living at home, then that might be a real money saver for you as well. So yeah, the third option I want to talk about is living with a host family. So a host family, when we were at Bird, I think if you were under 18 and you weren't living at home or whatever, then you had to stay with a host family. I think people found the host families through Bird, like I think they gave them a list of people, but I can't entirely remember. And obviously some drama schools might not have this set up, but there might be something else nearby that allows you to find host families in the area. I don't know. Obviously if you're going to live with a host family, or anyone to be honest, like check it's safe and all of that. But yeah, I think living with a host family basically means that you have a room in their house as your bedroom. I guess it depends what the house setup is, as to like whether you have your own bathroom or who knows. And I think with the Bird host families, they cooked them dinner and maybe breakfast as well, like maybe they did breakfast as well, and then you'd be responsible for sorting out your own lunch. They might do your washing for you. I don't really know how it all works, or maybe it depends on the household as to what they do for you. But yeah, that could be a nice option, so long as you're staying with someone that's like been checked out and vetted, or whatever it is, whatever process it is that they have to go through. That could be nice for having a bit of space from like the whole college bubble, but you might not want to live completely on your own. Then a host family might be a nice option if it's available, depending on what school you go to. The fourth option that I'm going to talk about is what I have done for the past 3 years, which is private rentals. So the first year I did a house share, and the past 2 years I've been in this flat. I did a recent flat tour. If you want to see what my flat looks like, then you can have a look at that video. Private rental is literally what it says on the tin. I'm a tenant in a flat. I share this flat with one other person. The house that I was renting in Sidcup, I shared with 2 other people. I think I'm going to do another video on how to find a private rental, or like the process that I went through when I was looking for private rentals. So if you are interested in that, then just drop me a comment saying like, yeah, I'd love that video, something like that, so that I know that there's some interest for it. Private rental, I just felt like it was the best option for me. A lot of people do go with halls in their first year because they don't know anyone, and so they don't know who to share with. The final option that I thought of is likely to not be available to a lot of people, is to buy somewhere to live. I mean, it's probably not possible for most students, but in case it is possible for you, I thought I'd put it on the list. Okay, and that is everything for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you found it helpful. If you want to see more of my videos, I'd really appreciate you subscribing, and if you've enjoyed this video, then please give it a like to let me know, and thank you very much for watching. Bye!